Yo, what's up everybody?
Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we're Peter and Yen, travel vloggers from New Zealand. And we are currently in Chuanzusi town. And it's sort of a gateway to Jiuzhaigou, which is where we're going today.
Yeah, we've asked a lot of locals about this place, even on this trip, and they said that you haven't been to China unless you've been to Jiuzhaigou, and that it's so beautiful, it looks like a painting, and we're super excited about it. We've wanted to go there for a very long time.
Yeah, but unfortunately it is raining at the moment, so we hope that it will clear up by the time we get there. Wish us luck, and let's head on out.
Let's go! Alright guys, we have just arrived at the Jiuzhai Valley National Park entrance, and before we head on in, I do want to share with you all a lot of important information. So we caught the bus over from Huanglong high-speed rail station, and that took 2 hours, and we started at 9 a.m. and it is exactly 11 a.m. right now. The ticket prices for that were 48 renminbi one way here, and then it will cost another 48 renminbi one way back. And you can purchase your tickets in advance at the station there. I do recommend you do that because we've heard from a lot of sources that they do sell out. And so now that we're here, I purchased separate tickets, which will give us access to a sightseeing bus, which takes us to the main points here in the valley, as well as the entrance to the place itself. And that was 65 New Zealand dollars. Now, when we were deciding where to stay, there are actually two incredibly important scenic areas here in this entire region, and that is, of course, the Jiuzhai Valley, as well as Huanglong. Now, if you were to stay here in the Jiuzhai Valley area, there's a lot of accommodation, but that means you're going to have to go back to Huanglong, which is a 2-hour bus ride, come on back over here, and then when you're ready to go back onto the high-speed rail train, you got to go back down there again. But of course, the trade-off is this area is incredibly beautiful, and we've only seen a little bit of it so far. So you just have to think about that and make your planning around those decisions.
We've got a light drizzle, but that is not taking away from the beauty of the scenery that we get to look out to there. Something to know though is that this national park is massive, so much so that we're having to catch these sightseeing buses to get between all the main attractions. So as long as you have a decent idea of where it is you want to visit, it's relatively straightforward because the signs are also in English, so you know where to hop on and off for the buses. Jiuzhaigou in Chinese means 9-village valley, and it's named after the 9 Tibetan villages that are scattered throughout the national park.
dropped off, Long Lake, that was the largest lake in this area. We've taken a 20-minute walk now down here to the 5-color pond, or the colorful pond. And if you look at the colors in here, it is absolutely magic. The turquoise and the blues and little greens hues that you also see throughout from the plant life, it is just so mesmerizingly beautiful. It reminds us of back home in Putaruru Springs. And yeah, I can't stress enough how beautiful this place is. But also, besides from the ponds and the lakes, are also the trees. There was one crazy tree that we saw that looked like the bark was like human skin falling off of it, and it was like reddish hued as well. So it was absolutely scary, but cool at the same time.
Jiuzhaigou is located in the Minshan mountain ranges of northern Sichuan province, and it's on the edge of the Tibetan plateau. And it's sort of a Y-shaped with 3 main sections. So where we were before, with the long lake and the colorful pond, that was ZECHAWA. There's also Rize as well as Shuze. So where we are here, this one is at Rize. And a tip for you guys is that if you're at that main intersection where all the buses go, what you want to look out for to get to this 5-flower lake is the primeval forest, and that will get you to here.
Okay guys, you see how busy it is today? I gotta tell you, it's not even the busiest that this park can get. In fact, during July, which is one of the peak months, as well as any of the Chinese public holidays, it can get absolutely packed in here. But honestly, I can totally understand why. The sights and the views that you get in this park are absolutely mind-blowing. The fallen trees that are submerged in the lakes with their ends sticking out, and then another tree growing on top is like absolutely picture perfect fantasy. And you know what? It's not just Yen that's going to be giving you facts today. I've got one for you too.
Oh yeah?
We did spend some time in Chengdu. We haven't shot a vlog from there yet, but it's way hotter over there. It's like close to 40 degrees over there, and here it's like a 14 to 19, but it feels even chillier than that. So that's definitely something you're going to be thinking about when you're coming here, is to pack a little bit warmer.
We walked over from the 5-flower lake over to here, Pearl Shell Waterfall, and it is incredible. Like, so dramatic. The water, being called shoal, was very shallow at the start, and then it plunges into this super amazing waterfall that we see here. And it's all accentuated by the fact that we can see the mountains and the low-hanging clouds as well. Just amazing. So the last stop that we want to try check out in this area, which is the Jiuzhai Valley, is the Mirror Lake. So hopefully, a little more walking, we'll get ourselves over there. Our way over to Jiuzhai Valley now, and the highlight here is what you see behind me, Lang. It's meant to be the largest waterfall in this national park, and as spectacular as it is, I think we prefer the one that we saw, the Pearl Shell one earlier, but this one is still very pretty, although I think the view looks nicer if you can get an aerial view, because you can see the lake there, but unfortunately it doesn't appear like you can get an elevator view unless, of course, you're droning, which is not allowed yet. Anyways, when we were on the bus, something I was thinking about was that if you can't speak or understand Chinese, it might be a little bit tricky to know which stop to jump off at, because all the announcements are made in Chinese. So what we'll do, which is what we always do anyway, is put the details in the description below and include the Chinese characters, which you can just copy and paste it into Google Translate and then get familiar with the audio that way, so you know what you're sort of listening out for. So yeah, hopefully that helps.
Oh man, we just made a mad dash, 30 minutes walking high pace over to our bus stop pickup place.
Yeah, and thankfully with some time to spare, because it's a 2-hour ride back to our town and we definitely don't want to miss this bus. I do wish though that we had maybe 1 or 2 more hours.
Maybe 6 hours.
to spend it at the national park, because then we would have had more time looking at Jiuzhai Valley. But I think we covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of thanks to all those shuttle buses that take you in between places. But also walking between the attractions is super nice too.
Yeah.
Some other things that we want to share is that the best time to visit is apparently in autumn, which is September to late October, early November, and that's so you can see the beautiful autumn foliage and all the colorfulness of that season. But I think we had a pretty good view anyway of the scenery.
This place is also on a high altitude as well.
Yeah.
So if you're sensitive to high altitudes, like I am actually, then you might want to take the high altitude sickness pills. I took them. I can still feel out of breath at moments during this walk today, so just something to know.
The entrance is just under 2,000 meters above sea level, and then when we went to Long Lake, that area is the highest altitude, and that's just over 3,000 or so. But yeah, thankfully I was okay. Anyways, we're going to wrap things up here, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to drop us those likes. A comment would be great too. Share our video if you can, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Love to have you along for more adventures here while we're in China.
See you, everybody.
See ya.